Well, hi, this is Taiwan, and I'm gonna re-record the procedural generation follow-up presentation. Actually, I think the one I have done in during class is not good, so I wanna re-record it. So, firstly, let's have a look on the what we have, the demo. So, as usual, it will based on the last creative project. Actually, it will generate an abstract map here, and it will generate a real map based on the abstract map, and like that. And what is difference is that there are enemy instantiated, and in some rooms there are some treasures. And the third one is that there's a final room assigned, and there's a related key room. Just corresponding to the last, just the final room. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's an exit. So let's have a look at the scripts I've done. So the main scripts I've done is the real room script, and the rooms manager. The real room scripts that decides that which room and where should instantiate a treasure or an enemy. So let's have a look. Here are a list of gate spawners, of the disabled gate spawners and of tile spawners. So firstly, we are gonna check the gate spawners. We're gonna check it to decide how many gates it has. And as the gate spawner still exists, it means that there is a wall instantiated. So we will check if it's still active. Actually, in the old script, if there is a gate there rather than a real wall, it will be set to false. So we will check if it's active. If it's active, we will add it to the gate spawners. Actually, we will find each one of the um, we will find the room. Actually, the real room script is attached to real room, um, the real room object. And let's see that if if the gate spawners are more than is 3, it means that it's a single gate room. We assign it for later use, for assigning a treasure or assigning a final room or key room. So we will check the tile spawners, then we will find all of the tile spawners and add them to the list, the tile spawners. And if it's a single gate room, we will spawn treasure. So here we have a spawn treasure function. We will get all available tiles. Actually, there are some tiles that I've chosen as the spots to instantiate the treasure. And for them, I have added them to the tiles to the treasure tile set list, and we will check if it has instantiated a wall. If it's instantiated wall, it means it's occupied and cannot be used as a spot to instantiate treasure. So we will add the list to we'll add the list, and then we will find a random tile and random treasure to spawn. We will use that. And actually, the treasures and monsters list are in the object list attached to the main camera for later use. And there are also many other types of references here. And we will just instantiate a treasure at the random position. And then it's the check if spawn an enemy. There are three tile stats to check. So those 5 are in one set, those 4 are in one set, and those 4 are in one set. We will check if all of them haven't spawned a tile, and for each loops, and if any of them has already instantiated something, then the tile set ready bool will be false and break. So that set won't be available. Then we'll check the if it's greater than the enemy spawn rate, we will spawn random enemies. So the last thing I've done is the rooms manager. It decides which room to be the last room, to be the goal room, and which one is the key room. So let's have a look. If the static field wall instantiation rate is less than minus 0.0, 0.1, it means that it has finished generating all of the rooms. So we will start set up the game. And firstly, we're gonna check the final room. We will check the real rooms first, and we will find the one door rooms, just the one gate rooms. We will, oh, not the one gate room. Actually, we just assign the last room as the final room because I find the last room is always relatively far from the starting point. So I assign that as the final room. Then I just clear all of the gates and spawn the locked door. The locked door is like that. And I will gonna find all of the wonder rooms for queue selection. We will find them in the wonder rooms because they are all relatively far away from the center point, like that one. And for those wonder rooms, we will find the farthest wonder room to assign as the key room. So we will check the position to the distance. We will check for each of them if it's greater than the longest range. Firstly, the longest range is set to 0, but if distance is greater than the longest range, it will become the longest range. So finally, we get the key room with the longest range and assign it to the real room script. There's a boolean named the key room that will be used later to assign a key. So finally, if it's the key room equals true, then we will just like what I did before, we will just find a spot to assign a key and check it false. Actually, why I instantiate some treasures is because for some faraway rooms, I don't want the players to go there without getting anything, so I won't set it as a reward. So that's pretty what I did. And the new updates are instantiating treasures and monsters and creating a final room and a key room. So what may be improved is that maybe we can use tile map system rather than tons of game objects and use more classy heritage scripts to avoid repetition. And maybe we can come up with more ideas of creating graphics because the rooms is limited. The types of rooms we can create is a little bit limited. And maybe we can create more modes of gameplay, maybe fight with a boss or mini boss or just rescue somebody and bring them back to the exit. So that is what I have. Thank you for listening.